Published, 2027 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 22nd of April 2018. Updated, 2027 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 22nd of April 2018. The Woman in WhiteRating, Little Big Shots rating, no good ever came of being a baronet. It's the aristocratic equivalent of slumming it, like living in a squat on the French Riviera. The title, a sort of hereditary knighthood, confers no privileges except the right to wear a top hat and twirl your moustachios in a caddish manner. Dougray Scott was playing the role to its grubby hilt in The Woman in White, BBC One, as the oily seducer plotting to wed virginal heiress Laura Olivia Vinyl. Scott does a nice line in lecherous smoothies. You might remember him as the unfaithful boss in the Beebs drama of hysterical lady architects, The Replacement. The Woman in White aired on the BBC last night. Dougray Scott was playing the role to its grubby hilt in The Woman in White, BBC One, as the oily seducer plotting to wed virginal heiress Laura Olivia Vinyl. Here he was greasier than Brill cream and twice as slick, sliding across the drawing room to gobble Laura up. Not that she was as helplessly innocent as she liked to pretend, flirting like mad with her watercolors tutor, Mr. Hartright, as she threatened to tear off her clothes and dive into the sea, before snogging him in the summer house. Poor Mr. Hartright. Ben Hardy blushed so red that steam practically whistled out of his ears, and his trousers. Added to this excitement, her half-sister Marion, Jessie Buckley, seemed terribly friendly, too, though she played billiards and wore culottes, so she might not be the man-kissing kind. Marion knocked back whiskey like a marathon runner, chugging water from a plastic bottle. Mr. Hartright couldn't keep up with her, though he happily downed a pint of wine in one when someone else was paying. Perhaps it's just that instant coffee hadn't been invented, but those Victorians could certainly put away the booze. This big-budget adaptation of Wilkie Collins's 1859 sensation novel promised from the start to recreate the England of the Industrial Revolution with lavish authenticity. We followed an urchin running through the filthy streets of London's Rookery, the cutthroat quarter, with hundreds of people jostling the cameras. The magnificent house in the Lake District where the half-sisters were cooped up did not disappoint either, a maze of passages and staircases, with Charles Dance as a mad uncle in one dusty chamber. It was gorgeously gothic. It was also slightly stilted, trying too hard to stick to the structure of the book, in which a series of witnesses tell their version of events leading up to a crime. We kept cutting back awkwardly to Art Malik's lawyer who looked, as he interviewed the characters, like a man who had sat on a blancmange and was trying to conceal it. A big budget was also in evidence on Little Big Shots, ITV, where Don French played ringmaster to a circus of precocious children. One stupendous studio set followed another, as a trio of junior tap dancers followed a 4-year-old guardsman in a bearski. A big budget was also in evidence on Little Big Shots, ITV, where Don French played ringmaster to a circus of precocious children. One stupendous studio set followed another, as a trio of junior tap dancers followed a 4-year-old guardsman in a bearskin, and a girl aged 7 pounded the drums while a choir belted out the Phil Collins hit In the Air Tonight. The climax was 3 Filipino boys. They scowled and emoted while they bellowed their way through a number with voices to deafen Bette Midler. It was impressive, but by golly, it wasn't music. That's the only sort of singing anyone attempts on a talent show these days. Blame Simon Cowell, who is probably stone deaf anyway, from years of listening to foghorn renditions of Whitney Houston hits. Thankfully, Cowell has nothing to do with this show. It had all the cute bits of Britain's Got Talent, the wisecracking kiddies, the proud parents in the audience, without the annoying judges. This could catch on.